Are you staring at your garden right now, watching everything fade to brown while your neighbors still have bursts of color dancing in the breeze? Here's what the nurseries don't want you to know. There are 10 so-called invasive perennials that, when planted in early August, will explode with colors so vibrant, so persistent, that people stop dead in their tracks when they see your garden in October. But here's the catch. You have exactly 3 weeks left to plant them. Miss this window, and you'll be stuck with another boring, colorless fall like everyone else. I've been gardening for 15 years, and these 10 plants changed everything for me. Last fall, my neighbors started peeking over the fence daily, finally asking if I'd hired a professional landscaper. Stay with me for the next few minutes, and I'll reveal these garden rebels that laugh at frost and bloom until Christmas. Welcome to Golden Years Gardening. I'm about to change your autumn forever. But before we dive in, if you're ready to transform your fall garden from boring to breathtaking, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Plant number 1, Japanese anemone, the October surprise. This plant is so aggressive. Some states try to ban it. Here's why you want that aggression. While your neighbors are pulling up their tired summer flowers, Japanese anemones are just hitting their stride. These rebels produce papery white and pink blooms that glow like Chinese lanterns in the fading autumn light. The petals are so delicate they seem made of tissue paper, yet tough enough to survive the first 3 frosts. Last October, when everything else was brown and dead, my Japanese anemones were putting on a show that had the mailman asking what those magical white flowers were. They bloomed from August straight through November, getting more beautiful as temperatures drop. Here's the secret. Plant them in partial shade where they can spread. Yes, they'll take over, but in the most gorgeous way possible. Each spring, you'll have twice as many blooms as the year before. It's like having your cake and eating it too, aggressive growth that creates spectacular beauty. Plant number 2, fall blooming asters, the butterfly magnets. While other flowers are giving up, these rebels are just getting started. Your neighbors will be jealous, and they might ask uncomfortable questions about why your garden looks like a magazine cover in November. Picture this. Purple clouds of tiny flowers that shimmer like jewels against the autumn sky, alive with the buzzing of dozens of monarchs and bees. I've counted over 20 monarch butterflies on a single plant during their fall migration. It's like hosting a butterfly convention in your backyard. These asters bloom so profusely that from a distance, you can't even see the leaves underneath. The flowers are small individually, but they cluster together in such massive numbers that each plant becomes a purple explosion. And here's what nobody tells you. They actually need the cool nights of fall to reach their peak performance. Plant them in full sun, give them room to spread, and prepare for September and October that will have your neighbors wondering what your secret is. And if you're loving these garden-changing secrets, give this video a thumbs up. It helps other gardeners discover these autumn treasures too. Plant number 3, autumn joy sedum, the shapeshifter. This plant performs a magic trick right before your eyes. Watch green turn to pink, pink to copper, copper to burgundy. It's like having a living sunset in your garden that lasts for months. My granddaughter calls them fairy flowers because they seem to change colors overnight. But here's where it gets really exciting. These color changes happen slowly, over weeks, so you're never bored. In August, the flower heads are pale green. By September, they're blushing pink. October brings deep rose, and by November, they've transformed into rich burgundy that holds its color even under snow. The thick, succulent leaves store water like little reservoirs, making them practically drought-proof. I've forgotten to water mine for 2 weeks during a dry spell, and they just kept blooming like nothing happened. Here's the best part. After the flowers fade, the seed heads provide winter interest that birds absolutely love. You're not just planting for fall color. You're creating a 4-season masterpiece that keeps giving. Now, I know some of you are thinking, these sound too good to be true. Drop a comment below and let me know which of these first 3 plants you're most excited to try. I read every single comment and love hearing about your gardening adventures. These 3 plants alone will transform your autumn garden from ordinary to absolutely spectacular. But we're just getting started. The next plant I'm about to reveal is so tough, It blooms through snow. Yes, through snow. I have photos to prove it. Plant number 4, hardy chrysanthemums, the unstoppable bloomers. These aren't your grocery store mums. These are the survival champions that will make you question everything you thought you knew about fall flowers. They'll bloom through snow. Yes, through snow. Last November, when temperatures dropped to 25 degrees and frost killed everything else in the neighborhood, my hardy mums just laughed and kept blooming like it was still September. Here's what makes them different from those sad, one-season mums you see at the store. Hardy mums are perennials that come back stronger each year. The first year, you get a nice show. The second year, double the blooms. By the third year, you have massive mounds of flowers that bloom for 3 solid months. The colors are incredible. Deep burgundies that look like velvet, golden yellows that glow in the autumn light, and russet oranges that perfectly match falling leaves. But here's the secret most people don't know. Pinch them back in early July, and they'll be twice as bushy come fall. Plant them in full sun, and prepare to be amazed when everything else gives up, but these champions keep going strong. Plant number 5, Russian sage, the silver ghost. This plant breaks every gardening rule and succeeds brilliantly. It thrives on neglect. Forget to water it? Perfect. Poor soil? Even better. Harsh winds? It dances in the breeze like it's having the time of its life. Russian sage creates an almost magical effect in the garden. Picture silvery stems that feel like velvet when you brush against them, topped with purple spires that seem to float above silver clouds. When you crush the leaves, they release a scent that's part lavender, part sage, and pure heaven. But here's where it gets really exciting. The purple flowers bloom from August through October, creating a hazy, dreamlike backdrop for everything else in your garden. It's like having your own piece of the Mediterranean right in your backyard. The best part? Deer hate it, drought doesn't faze it, and it gets more beautiful every year. I planted one small Russian sage 5 years ago, and now it's a 4-foot wide cloud of silver and purple that stops people in their tracks. Just give it room to spread in full sun, then stand back and watch the magic happen. Plant number 6, New England aster, the native rebel. Garden snobs will tell you this is a weed. They're dead wrong, and I'll prove it. This is the plant that painted America's roadsides purple for centuries, long before fancy hybrid flowers ever existed. And you know what? Nature knew what she was doing. New England asters create walls of purple that are absolutely breathtaking in late September and October. We're talking about plants that can reach 5 feet tall, covered from top to bottom in small purple flowers with bright yellow centers. From a distance, they look like purple fireworks frozen in time. When I first planted these, my fancy neighbor complained they looked too wild. 3 years later, she was sneaking cuttings when she thought I wasn't looking. Now she has her own purple explosion every fall. Here's what makes them special. They're butterfly magnets like nothing else. During migration season, my New England asters are covered with monarchs, painted ladies, and other butterflies preparing for their long journey south. It's like hosting a butterfly festival in your backyard. They spread naturally, so each year you get more plants and more blooms. Plant them once, and you'll have purple magic for decades. Just make sure you give them space. They like to stretch out and show off. But wait, if you think these plants are impressive, the next one will absolutely blow your mind. The plant I'm about to reveal looks like it belongs in a tropical rainforest, not your backyard. These exotic-looking blooms are covered in purple spots that seem painted by fairy brushes, and they bloom when everything else is shutting down for winter. If you're getting excited about transforming your fall garden, share this video with a friend who needs some garden magic in their life. Sometimes the best gardens happen when we share our secrets. Plant number 7, toad lily, the exotic mysterious one. This flower looks like it belongs in a tropical rainforest, not your backyard. When people see toad lilies for the first time, they literally stop and stare. These orchid-like blooms are covered in purple spots that seem painted by fairy brushes, with petals that curve back like they're dancing in an invisible breeze. But here's the incredible part. While everyone else is pulling up their summer flowers in September, you'll be hosting garden tours because these exotic beauties are just hitting their peak. They bloom in late summer through fall, producing clusters of spotted flowers that look like they cost a fortune at a fancy florist. The best part? They love shade. Yes, shade. Finally, a spectacular fall bloomer for those tricky spots under trees or on the north side of your house where nothing else wants to perform. I planted my first toad lily 3 years ago in a forgotten corner by my back steps. Now, every September, that corner becomes a star of my entire garden. The mailman actually started taking a longer route just to walk past them. That's the kind of stopping power these blooms have. Plant them in moist, rich soil and partial to full shade, and prepare for compliments all season long. Plant number 8, obedient plant, the purple pusher. Here's a plant that's anything but obedient, and that's exactly why you need it. Despite its misleading name, obedient plant is one of the most aggressive spreaders you'll ever encounter. It sends out underground runners in every direction, creating massive colonies of stunning purple flower spikes that bloom from late summer through October. The flowers are absolutely gorgeous, tall spikes covered in snapdragon-like blooms in shades of pink, purple, and white. But here's the magical part. You can actually push the individual flowers to different positions on the stem, and they'll stay put. It's like rearranging a living bouquet right in your garden. When I first planted one small obedient plant, my husband joked that I'd unleashed a monster. 3 years later, I have an entire section of my garden filled with these purple spikes, and every September it looks like a professional flower farm. The bees are absolutely crazy for them too. Plant them where they have room to roam, because they will take over, but in the most spectacular way possible. Plant number 9, Joe Pye weed, the butterfly magnet giant. Don't let the name fool you. This native wildflower is pure garden gold. Joe Pye weed can reach 6 to 8 feet tall, topped with massive dusty rose flower clusters that are absolutely magnetic to butterflies and bees. When this plant is in bloom, your garden becomes butterfly central headquarters. The flowers start appearing in late summer and continue to the first frost, creating enormous pink-purple clouds that can be seen from across the yard. Each flower cluster can be 12 inches across, like having giant cotton candy growing in your garden. But here's what makes it truly special. During monarch migration, I've counted over 50 butterflies on a single plant. It's like hosting the world's most beautiful traffic jam right in your backyard. The stems are sturdy enough to stand through winter storms, providing structure and bird food when everything else has collapsed. It's a 4-season plant that just happens to be absolutely stunning in fall. Plant it in full sun to partial shade, give it room to grow tall, and prepare for the most spectacular butterfly show of your life. Plant number 10, hardy hibiscus, the late-season showstopper. Now we've reached the absolute grand finale, the plant that will make your neighbors question everything they thought they knew about fall gardening. Hardy hibiscus produces dinner plate-sized blooms that refuse to quit until hard frost. We're talking about flowers so massive, so vibrant, they seem photoshopped onto reality. Each bloom can be 8 to 12 inches across, bigger than your face. The colors are absolutely stunning. Pure white with deep red centers, hot pink that glows in the afternoon light, and deep burgundy that looks like velvet. And here's what will blow your mind. Each plant can produce dozens of these giant blooms throughout late summer and fall. When my hardy hibiscus are in full bloom, people slow down when they walk by. Neighbors I've never met suddenly become chatty. Last September, 3 different people asked if they were real flowers. That's the kind of impact we're talking about. But here's the secret to success. They need full sun and plenty of water during their growing season. Give them that, and they'll reward you with a show that belongs in a botanical garden. These aren't the tropical hibiscus you see in pots at the garden center. These are hardy to zone 4, meaning they'll come back year after year, getting bigger and more spectacular with age. Here's what the nurseries won't tell you about planting these 10 garden rebels in August. The key is getting them established before the cool weather hits. Plant them now, water them well for the first month, and they'll put down strong roots that will support incredible blooms this fall and for years to come. Use good quality potting soil mixed with compost. Water deeply twice a week until established, and then stand back and watch the transformation begin. Your autumn transformation awaits. You now hold the secret to autumn garden magic. While your neighbors are staring at brown, boring gardens, you'll be enjoying a spectacular show that lasts until the first hard frost. But remember, August is your only window. Plant these rebels in September, and you'll be waiting until next year for the show. Don't let another colorless fall slip by when you could be creating something extraordinary. Which of these 10 garden rebels shocked you the most? Are you brave enough to plant something the neighbors might call aggressive? Drop a comment below and let me know which ones you're planning to add to your garden. If this video opened your eyes to the possibilities of fall gardening, smash that like button and subscribe to Golden Years Gardening for more garden-changing secrets. Hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest tips. Next week, I'm revealing the 5 biggest mistakes that kill these plants. Secrets the nurseries will never tell you. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Until then, get planting. Your most spectacular autumn awaits, and it starts with being brave enough to plant these 10 incredible rebels. Happy gardening!